Happy Thursday. Kansas City snapped Seattle's 10-game winning streak with a 7-5 win last night. Salvador Perez put the Royals up early with a 3-run home run in the first inning as Kansas City helped knock the Mariners out of first place in the American League West momentarily. Seattle came back today behind 6 shutout innings from Luis Castillo and another brilliant outing by the bullpen in a 2-0 victory to take the series 2-1.
This is plugging the gap. Right center field, Jorge Polanco. You know, it's been a day since he's had a double. Here comes Naylor, waving around third. The throw home is way up the line, and the Mariners strike first. It's 1-0 in the second. Your daily double from Jorge Polanco. On the ground over to second base, Massey. 2 outs.
Seattle is challenging the position of the infielder on the grass.
Well, your feet have to be on the dirt. So this is not a matter of Witt being on the wrong side of second.
After review, it was determined the infielder was on the outfield grass. The batter will be awarded first base.
Wow. It's going to put that one. It's already probably on the Slack channel right now. There goes Victor, and it's a fair ball. Robles had to look back and find it. He's being waved home. He kicks around in right field. What a huge challenge and a huge run for the Mariners. Victor Robles scores. What a sequence for Seattle in the...
After wrapping up the series in Kansas City today, Seattle's heading for Houston for a matchup with the Astros. Houston and Seattle tied atop the division after the Astros completed a 3-game sweep of Texas last night, 5-2. Rangers are now 5 games out of first place. Boston walked off against the Athletics in 10 innings, 5-4. Milwaukee beat the Angels by a final of 9-2. Well, the Seahawks are preparing to face the Saints Sunday at Lumen Field. Seattle's 1-1, while New Orleans still looking for their first win through a couple of weeks of the NFL season. A big challenge for the Seahawks defense will be Saints running back Alvin Kamara.
Well, yeah, he's been a really good player for a while now in our league. He's got a kind of a smooth speed about him, where he has it's such a smoothness to his running style. Doesn't lack physicality. It's just smoother. Change of direction. You know, obviously the contact balance, body control, all that type of stuff is there, and then. Him catching the ball to the backfield has always been something that you have to account for with him, and he's playing at a high level right now, so they're doing a good job.
Seattle was able to get pressure on Aaron Rodgers last Sunday in a 31-17 win over the Steelers. Defensive end Leonard Williams says it's a sign of the potential of Seattle's front seven.
Yeah, for sure. And I think as a group, we still think we can push it to another level. I think we did a good job affecting the quarterback. We stopped the run pretty well. There's still so many things that we think we can clean up as a front seven. We just have so many guys. I think that we have the capability and we have the want to dominate games and win games regardless of who we're playing. And, I think we had glimpses and we showed that we could do it at times, but I feel like there's still another level.
Jalen Sundell and Grey Zabel are anchoring the middle of Seattle's offensive line. Zabel says it's incredibly rewarding to see his old college roommate at North Dakota State be doing so well.
I love it. I don't know if you guys know much about Jalen's story. He was a center throughout college, played left tackle his senior year, went through a foot injury during college, and then re-injured his foot senior year of college, kind of in the draft process. Was able to do pro day, got medicaled by quite a few teams, just continued to battle that entire summer, that entire year, comes into fall camp last year, earns a spot on the 53, plays a little bit last year, busts his ass during OTAs the entire summer, comes into fall camp, earns a starting spot, and then is playing in the NFL. So I'm so proud of that guy and everything that he's done. The relentlessness that he has is just remarkable. And, I mean, God, it makes me emotional talking about it because I lived with him for 3 years. And I know how hard a worker he is. And so seeing this success that he's had doesn't surprise me, but at the same time, it makes me happy. So it's a remarkable story. I love Jay. I love playing next to him, and hopefully we continue that for a really long time.
Seattle and New Orleans kick off Sunday morning at 1:05. That'll be on CBS. The prep football weekend begins tonight in Brewster. The Bears are hosting a Central Washington 2B game against Lake Roosevelt tonight. That'll kick off at 7:30. Tomorrow's B schedule has Bridgeport at Welpett at 3. Waterville Mansfield plays in Catlamet along the Lower Columbia to face Wahkiakum at 4 o'clock. Okanagan hosts Linden Christian at 6, while Dayton visits Soap Lake. 7 o'clock games feature Liberty Bell at Manson, Oroville at Odessa, Moses Lake Christian travels to Waitsburg, and Etihad is at Mabton. One game Saturday, Tonasket at Warden. That'll kick off at 4 o'clock. NCW Life Channel will be on hand for Eastmont's homecoming game tomorrow night against Davis. I'll be alongside Grant Olson with the pregame starting at 6:30 as the 0-1 Wildcats take on the 1-1 Pirates. Well, 10 games dot the prep girls soccer schedule for today. Chelan's hosting Othello. The other games have Cascade at Oroville. Lake Roosevelt hosts Reardon. Brewster visits Pateras. Bridgeport hosts Okanagan. And Tonasket travels to Liberty Bell. Quincy's hosting Wenatchee tonight at 6. Cashmere is hosting Connell, and Omak is at Manson. Eastmont is on the road at Sunnyside for a match tonight at 7 o'clock. There are 13 volleyball matches across north central Washington. Soap Lake's hosting Easton, while Thorpe visits Moses Lake Christian. Waterville Mansfield visits Pateras. The rest of the matches begin at 6:30 with Eastmont hosting Sunnyside. West Valley's at Moses Lake. Ephrata hosts Grandview. Quincy plays at Prosser. Cashmere hosts Connell. Cascade is on the road at Omak. Liberty Bell visits Okanagan. Lake Roosevelt hosts Manson. Bridgeport is at Tonasket, and Oroville is visiting Garden City Academy. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a happy Thursday.